This episode of Headlock Talk is brought to you by Austin-based company Naturally Hemp's and their new line of CBD gummies. These gummies are made with 100% baked-in, pharmaceutical-grade, non-isolate-based CBD. What we're talking about here is the entourage effect. The entourage effect refers to the stronger effect you get when combining multiple cannabinoids together, as opposed to just CBD. Full-spectrum CBD, or CBD distillate, tends to be more potent and lasts longer, which is what we're talking about here. Unlike some other brands that use a spray-on CBD, Naturally Hemp CBD distillate is baked in, so you know you're getting the full dose with each gummy. I personally use them for all kinds of things, like sleep aid or muscle pain. And did I mention they taste great? They got 5 flavors, strawberry, green apple, lemon lime, watermelon, and get this, the orange flavor has vitamin C in it. Ooh. So if this sounds like something you could go for, head over to your nearest Create a Sig vape shop and pick yours up today to see for yourself the difference Naturally Hemp's gummies can make in your life.
Oh my god, 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 oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's putting it lightly.
Oh my god.
That's putting it lightly.
Jeez. What did I just watch?
You watched a fantastic wrestling show. You watched.
I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
Oh man.
This is the most active physically I've ever been during a wrestling show. Let me tell you that.
I feel like I'm sweating everywhere.
You look like you're sweating
Dude,
everywhere.
I'm wiped out. Emotionally, mentally, physically.
Yeah. Especially emotionally.
Oh man.
Just coming off the end of the show.
A lot of twists and turns.
Oh, yes.
A lot of twists and turns.
Lots. Chase is here, y'all.
Hey. Well, yeah. Let's, obviously, this is Headlock Talk.
Yeah.
We're doing our recap show of NXT Takeover.
So excited we almost forgot.
So excited that we almost forgot
to intro the show.
To intro the show. That was mind-blowing. So, I'm Tanner. To my right here, the one and only Mr. Stephen Grudy.
Johnny Wrestling.
Very appropriate. And to Steven's right, he's big, he's bad. Just ask your mom, because he might be your dad. His name's Chase. Our friend Chase has made his re-debut back onto the show.
I like that intro.
Oh, I like it.
Fantastic.
What progress match did we hear that on?
It was with the Origin versus like FSU and Gallagher, Jack Gallagher, and somebody else I forgot.
I can't. I mean that's the main thing I remember from that match.
Was my intro going to be different like every time I come on here?
We'll see.
I don't know. This one might stick.
Yeah, I like this one. We'll see what the listeners think.
Well, obviously, yeah. This show here, you guys, NXT Takeover New York. We talked about it last week. I've talked about it for months. We've said many times that this show could be a candidate for Show of the Year, and I think that it definitely lived up to it.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I'd like to get y'all's overall thoughts and opinions on kind of what we've all just witnessed. Yeah. Go ahead. Either one of you.
Chase?
I mean, that was a lot more intense than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
And a lot... How do I put this? Like, there were some moments that seemed very subpar.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But at the same time, overall, it was pretty intense.
Yeah, for sure. Intense is a great word for it.
Very appropriate word.
No, I jumped out of my seat at least 10 times during the show. There were crazy moves going on. These matches were fantastic.
They were top to bottom. This was a great card.
Yeah.
And we're gonna go over it all with you guys here. And I find no more appropriate place to start than obviously the opening match here.
Mm-hmm.
War Raiders versus Ricochet and Aleister Black. I thought the War Raiders had torn the house down in tag team wrestling when they faced Undisputed Era.
Yeah.
And they definitely more than lived up and matched that tonight against Ricochet and Aleister Black.
For sure. One of the cool things that I really, really liked about this match is obviously Ricochet and Aleister Black, two very talented wrestlers, but they are still a very new tag team.
Yes.
And with this match specifically, we saw some crazy tandem moves from these guys, and they looked more like a tag team in this match than they ever have.
Absolutely. I really do agree. I mean, there were spots where I felt like it was Ricochet and Aleister Black's individual brilliance against a very brilliant tag team in Hanson and Rowe. And sometimes that can make all the difference here. We're just going through here. I mean, the crowd was on its feet from the beginning and in full voice, and I think that really helped not only this match, but the show just in general.
It helped make it feel big.
Absolutely.
You know, because we know it's big. We see the guys that are on this card and the ladies that are on this card. We know it's big, but it felt big with this huge crowd, you know?
Absolutely. There was a lot of respect being shown early between Aleister Black and Rowe in particular. Little fist bumps or forearm bumps, whatever.
Yeah, which I always love to see that. You know, that at the end of the day, this is a sport. This is a piece of entertainment that all these wrestlers enjoy doing, and we enjoy watching them. So seeing some mutual respect from some big guys is really nice.
Absolutely. And like you touched on earlier, Stephen, there was a lot of really great tag team tandem offense all throughout the match. You don't really see this too often, but there was Ricochet showed a huge showing of strength in one spot where he actually had Hanson and he got him up and did this huge fall away slam onto Hanson. And like I said, you don't really see Ricochet doing strength moves a whole lot,
especially on someone as big as Hanson. Like War Raiders, obviously it's a big guy tag team.
They're big guy dudes.
But Hanson is the bigger of the two.
Yes,
and he still pulled it off.
Right, absolutely, and it's amazing to see that out of Ricochet, especially since what you normally see on Raw or SmackDown is his more high flying stuff. So this was nice to see. There's insane spots all over the place, and we're not going to spoil this all for you because we want you guys to enjoy the matches.
Right.
Really awesome triangle moonsault from Aleister Black onto the outside, which led to Ricochet doing this huge rotating moonsault. I had no idea what to call it, but
it blew my mind.
Yeah, Steven flipped out.
Dude, that was the first time that I jumped out of my seat during this show. I don't even know what to call it. I know he did a backflip, and I know he did a bunch of spins. He was moving so fast I don't even know.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
And then to top it off, Hanson went back up to the top rope and did a diving, almost like a swanton onto the remaining guys on the outside.
Seeing a man of that size
do a front flip,
do a swanton, is terrifying.
It's absolutely terrifying.
Terrifying.
I was scared for them.
Right.
Some awesome, like I said, tandem tag team maneuvers. Hanson got to break up a pinfall at one point after Rowe was hit with a black mass and a shooting star press. That was one of the best shooting star presses I've ever seen Ricochet or anybody else do.
And it came out of nowhere, too. He just did it.
Yeah.
Explosive.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, no spoilers to the end here. But yes, great show of respect by both teams. Aleister Black and Ricochet got to embrace with the War Raiders after the match. They got a nice sending off, that well-deserved ovation at the end. So well worth a watch, you guys, here on this one. We've discussed before how difficult it is to give a tag team match a full 5 stars. I've personally given this 4.5. I mean, honestly, you could give it 5 stars for a tag team match, and that would not offend me none.
Yeah.
But yeah, this match was great.
Yeah, no, this match pretty much sits right in that 4.5, 5-star range. There were some really big moves and everything like that. But just based on some of the other matches on the card, I couldn't give it a full 5 stars. But man, if there ever was a tag team match for you to argue should get 5 stars, I could definitely see the argument for this one.
Yeah, this one and the one with Undisputed Era. If you liked the match with Undisputed Era and the War Raiders at Takeover Phoenix, you would definitely like this match.
Yeah, for sure.
Afterwards, this is where Chase came in. Hey. So Velveteen Dream versus Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle came out wearing some New York Yankees inspired gear, and it immediately turned me off. I was not having that at all. So
I thought it was awesome. I don't know.
I put in the notes he's going to have to earn this one from me. But then, as soon as his entrance wrapped up, this was probably one of the most ridiculous things I think I've ever seen in all of wrestling.
Yeah.
Velveteen Dreams. You can see like a silhouette of him, but we're getting like the national anthem.
Yeah,
I think it was, or America the Beautiful,
something like
one
that.
One of the two. But you see him, and the silhouette of Velveteen Dream is he's holding up. He's like the Statue of Liberty, which is fantastic. His music then plays, and he's actually like what would you call that? He was on some kind of podium, and he
was like sitting in a throne and had a bunch of guys. I don't even know, like you said, I don't know what to call that.
Some guys in some very tight Velveteen Dream shirts.
Yep, definitely
wheeling him down the ring.
Yeah, no, they were carrying him.
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess they were carrying him on this platform.
Yeah.
We got Velveteen Dream with one of the craziest entrances I've ever seen.
Yeah, 100%.
Velveteen Dream's just a star. Like he's absolutely tremendously charismatic.
Yeah.
And it really showed not only just the entrance, but here in this match. Velveteen was selling right from the start with the kicks from Matt Riddle, which were explosive.
Yep.
Kicks to the leg. Velveteen yelps.
A
Yelps and
lot.
Screams and hollers.
I don't know if it was meant to be comedic, but I got a good chuckle out of pretty much all of those.
It was good.
No, this match was really, really fantastic. I know I've talked a lot on the show before about how big of a Velveteen Dream fan I am. And then just recently starting to watch a lot of Matt Riddle's matches and everything. Man, these guys looked as good as they've ever been, Velveteen Dream, like you said, selling everything right from the get-go. Matt Riddle hitting some huge moves, which he actually... Oh, man, I don't know if I want to spoil this moment. I'm just going to say this.
Yeah.
Matt Riddle went to the top rope. That was completely unexpected. That was the second time I jumped out of my seat for this show.
Yeah.
Man, it's just all around fantastic.
Yeah, we had heard reports that they were having great matches on house shows, and this definitely lived up to it. We even got Velveteen Dream hulking up at one point, which was great.
Super Saiyan.
Yeah.
Super Saiyan.
Pretty much, yeah.
He was just like yelling and shaking.
It kind of felt like Matt Riddle was kind of the heel through the match, because he gets in Velveteen's face and he's like, "I'm the bro that runs the show."
Yeah. Which was kind of funny, but also kind of cringy at the same time, to be honest.
It's a interesting line.
Yeah.
There was a lot of back and forth, and again, we're not going to spoil it because we definitely recommend that you should see this. I think fair 4 stars would be a fair rating here.
Absolutely.
Definitely well worth your attention in watching this one here. We did share a little bit of a laugh talking about how these guys also showed respect at the end of the match, which was great.
Yep.
It's actually really cool to see.
Absolutely.
Just like in the first match. I didn't see the first match, but hearing the respect that happened between them, I always love seeing that stuff.
Oh yeah, absolutely. This is, like I said at the top of the show, this is a sport that we all love, and seeing that respect from mutual wrestlers is nice.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they would make a great tag team. Like you call them like the Dream Bros. The Dream Bros would be a great tag team.
That would be fantastic.
Maybe give the War Raiders a run for their money. Maybe, possibly.
Oh man.
Yeah,
that'd be a fun match.
That would be a really fun match.
Velveteen Dream getting thrown everywhere by the War Raiders, and
this is super random, but if y'all have ever heard the start to "Purple Rain" by Prince,
yes,
that basically sums up the Velveteen's yelps throughout the match. Just a nice little.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay.
It's pretty much, yeah. And now that's on recording forever.
Oh, man.
And so you can go back and listen to that if you'd like.
Hey, there you go. Get your sound effect pads ready, ladies.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that was a wonderful match. On to the third match on the card, because this is one that I think a lot of people were anticipating all weekend long. Pete Dunne, the UK champion for NXT, versus Walter.
Man, he was taking a beating.
Oh man,
chops.
Was he?
Yeah, this match was violent as hell. Man, they played up a lot of Pete Dunne has had his title reign for 685 days. He's held the title longer than Brock Lesnar's held the Universal title, longer than AJ Styles held the WWE Championship. So they really put over Pete Dunne on the commentary team. But yeah, like Chase was saying, huge chops. Walter put on a really mean looking Boston Crab on the Pete Dunne. Which was fantastic. A big recurring theme was Pete Dunne's joint manipulation and the finger snaps.
Naturally, definitely what he's known for, or one of the things he's known for, I should say.
Just very stiff, very crazy match. Walter was throwing some huge boots around.
Oh yeah,
crazy drop kick.
No, this match was really, really good. Pretty much from start to finish. I personally gave it a 4-star for this match, specifically because though it was really, really good, really well thought out, in my opinion, I think I've seen Pete Dunne be better than he was in this match. And that's just me personally. This is some of the best wrestling that I've personally seen from Walter, for sure.
Yeah.
He definitely showed out in this match. Pete Dunne, did a great job, but I feel like I've seen more from him before, especially looking back to the War Games match. I don't know, I was expecting a little bit more from him, just a little bit more. I still think he did a really great job throughout the match, but I was expecting just a little bit more.
I don't know, man. I thought this was pretty on point, and I'm willing to give it the full 5, just out of sheer brutality and chaos that occurred.
Yeah,
this is probably this is something that Walter particularly specializes in, and I think that Pete Dunne definitely stands up to that this par as well. But whenever I see Walter having a match, it looks like a real fight. Right. It looks like Pete Dunne was fighting for his life out there. And they made it very clear, and we knew how high the stakes were, and we knew that the championship was on the line, and how much that reign has meant to Pete Dunne. So this is definitely one for y'all to check out.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm giving it 5. Steven's giving it 4. I think we can average it about 4.5.
Yeah.
Chase, I mean, what? I mean,
I'm just gonna say that they sold it like they stole it. That was a brutal match.
It was.
That was a brutal match.
100%.
I'm surprised it lasted for as long as it did.
Yeah.
No, 100%. I mean, yeah, they went at a pretty frenetic pace at one point.
Yeah. I just think with this match, obviously Walter's, super, what's the word I'm looking for?
Big.
Giant?
I mean, both of those work, yeah, but very commanding of the match,
He has a great ring presence.
Yeah, and I think that had to do with why I was expecting a little bit more from Pete Dunne, because with the title reign 685 days, he was getting massacred in that ring. And he did have some good spots versus Walter, but I don't think anyone can say that he was in control at really any point in the match.
Well, and I think that's part of the story here, though, too, is not even Pete Dunne could stand up to Walter, and how assertive Walter was throughout the entire course of the match. He gave Walter everything, and Walter was, by the end, he had it too. Again, large men going up to the top rope here. Walter with a huge splash in the match. I did not see that coming.
No, not at all.
Normally from Walter, it's slams and submissions. That's how he normally finishes.
Very grounded work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did not see that huge splash coming.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows where this leads these two gentlemen after this match?
Yeah.
Again, no spoilers here, but the results are very interesting as to where we're going to see these gentlemen in the future. Coming up to the women's Fatal 4-Way match with Shayna Baszler as the champion, coming in against Kairi Sane, Bianca Belair, and Io Shirai. This one here, it was a fine match by the ladies.
Yeah.
It was about what we expected. Kairi Sane and Io Shirai had some great back and forth themselves. Some emotionally stirring moments.
Yeah. For me personally, I think that was honestly the best part of the match was the relationship between Io Shirai and Kairi Sane, and just them deciding, are we gonna team up? Are we gonna try to go against each other? What's gonna happen? Just some of those little moments with them, I think, was one of the best parts of it. Just because they really sold that part of the story really well, and then also, I don't like Shayna Baszler, so it really just she doesn't do it for me. You know?
Yeah, well, I mean, my wife Michelle made an offhand comment saying that this was like the Powerpuff Girls, fighting a supervillain in one of the Powerpuff Girls episodes. It's just insane amounts of effort here by these ladies, and I think we'll be seeing all of them maybe in a match in the not too distant future.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Before we get to the main event, do you guys want to give just any general thoughts over the show up to this point?
I did not expect what happened in the last match.
Before we get to the main event,
right.
So far you feeling like this is a good show?
Oh yeah. No, 100%. The Fatal 4-Way women's match was fine. Obviously, like you've schooled me on recently, there needs to be a lull before the main event, and maybe this helped that. Yeah. But no, go ahead.
I mean, just real quick. Yeah. That is no disrespect to the 4 women that had this match.
No.
It was a fine match, but I think that a lot of people expected the card to be very, very stacked, and you want to pace the show evenly. I think this match here was well paced enough to get people ready for the main event, but also make it enjoyable as a match on its own.
Yeah, no, 100% for sure.
Like I was saying at the beginning of the show, subpar moments. I think this match was kind of subpar.
Okay.
In the fact that they could have gone a little bit bigger with some of the things that they did.
Possibly.
But then even then, that tag team, who were they?
Oh, the Sky Pirates.
Yes, them.
Io Shirai and Kairi Sane.
They had a move where they vaulted one of the other ones over the ring.
Oh yeah,
and attacked the other two. Oh yeah, man, that was dope.
Absolutely.
Definitely
some good tag work from them.
There was also a really huge DDT spot by Kairi Sane that I was like, oh man, that's really brutal.
Yeah.
So it was a solid match. I'm gonna probably give it about 3 stars.
Yeah.
Altogether, it was a fine match. It was nice and slow paced, but it did what it was supposed to do, leading up to this main event here.
Yeah.
Johnny Gargano comes out. He is Iron Man Johnny, and the crowd signs even were really cool with that little bit of an Iron Man theme to it. Then of course Adam Cole comes out, baby, and then boom.
Which huge boom.
There's
a lot of people in this crowd.
Let's take a quick note of that here. There was probably, what would you say, maybe about 20
I'd say
to
probably
25,000 people in
somewhere
in
around there.
Yeah, they were loud and in full voice during this entire match,
which
from entrance to end.
I love. There's been way too many instances of WWE crowds just not being into it, and it really is to the detriment of a lot of the promos or matches that they put on. With this one though, the crowd was behind it 1,000%, and I thought it was great.
Right, and that's interesting that you bring that up, because you can really tell a difference between an NXT crowd and a regular I'm going to go to see Monday Night Raw. crowd.
100%.
You know, these people were really ready to see this whole show, and they absolutely got their money's worth here out of the main event. Very frenetic pace to kick things off, and I was kind of worried that they wouldn't be able to keep up with it. The first two falls I feel were fairly quick.
I personally agree with that, especially the second fall. I thought it was very. Again, I don't want to put too much out there to spoil anything, but it was just super quick. Super quick.
Absolutely. I mean,
but at the same time, it was a good move.
Yeah, 100%. Right.
The psychology is very smart there. Well, I guess we can kind of talk about it. So, first fall was for Adam Cole. Second fall was for Johnny Gargano. But it was a very quick and decisive call on Adam Cole's part. He taps out of the Gargano escape rather quickly. Because to me, if you're Adam Cole, you don't want to stay in that kind of submission for an extended amount of time, or otherwise you're going to further damage yourself throughout the remainder of the match.
Right.
Risking the rest of the match.
Yeah, for sure. And when it first happened, I thought it was super strange that he would tap out that quickly. But then I talked to you about it, and that does kind of make sense. You know, he did have a fall to give away. You know, but I don't know. I thought it was kind of a strange spot, but I don't think it was to the detriment of the match per se.
No, I mean, I definitely agree that it felt a little bit odd at the time, like it was very rushed. But I feel like that whole second fall was a little bit more rushed in general.
Yeah,
there's still great action. The first and second fall, there was great action all the way through, and it really helped you get a feeling out for what was more important here, the third and final fall.
Yep.
Which, I mean, that in and of itself, in a vacuum, that is a 5-star match.
Yeah.
Right there for me.
100%.
Again, the crowd in full voice the entire time, which was adding a lot to the whole experience.
Absolutely. I mean, every 2 count, the crowd exploded,
Yeah.
and it was really, really cool to see, because all three of us were exploding on the couch, and to see 25,000 people explode with us really, really added to the intensity and the excitement
I usually don't
of it.
explode with things like that.
Yeah, you're usually very cool, even-handed. But you had some moments there, man. You're jumping up.
I was all over the place on that match.
Yeah.
I started off wanting...
No spoilers.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I
Adam
started
Cole.
off wanting Adam Cole to win.
Yeah.
But then something happened, and I was like, nah, Johnny, I want Johnny to win.
Yeah.
And, like, it's just... I just went through a whole thing, and and the middle of that match, and it just snapped.
Yeah, the tide turned very, very quickly.
Yeah, for sure.
There were so many spots where I thought that Johnny was dead.
Yeah. 100%.
I thought that the match would be over, that Johnny was dead, and boy was I wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, again, we're not going to spoil anything,
Right?
Yeah, fantastic match.
I do want to spoil one thing, not the ending of the turnout or whatever.
Yeah.
There was one move that Johnny Gargano did.
Outside of the ring?
Yes, and I'm going to be very careful here not to spoil anything.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to say he was doing a spinning DDT on a certain somebody and super kicked in the middle of that spinning DDT.
Yeah.
Super kicked another person. This was probably the 70th time that I jumped out of my chair. It was the most...
that match alone.
Just that match alone.
Yeah.
It was the most insane wrestling move I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Johnny's got some of the best reversals.
Absolutely.
Johnny Gargano is so good.
He's Johnny Wrestling.
He's Johnny Wrestling.
Very, very aptly named, you know?
Johnny Takeover. He's so good. It makes me feel even worse that he got knocked out by Kenny Omega in the Fantasy Warfare tournament.
I know. Because if we had done it now, it might be different.
Mm-hmm.
It might be different.
Yeah, I mean, to me, by far the match of the year so far, including New Japan, including anything in Mexico,
100%.
anything in PWG, anything that I've seen so far. This was match of the year for me. I'm giving it screw 5 stars. I'm gonna give it 6. 6 feels right.
I agree with you.
I'm with you.
I 100% agree with you. Even with some of the things that I thought were a little strange, like the quick second fall, some other stuff. No spoilers again. Even with those quote-unquote negatives aside, this match was crazy excitement, crazy grab the bull by the horns every single second. You know?
Yeah, everything was great. And I know we're emphasizing a lot of like, hey, we're not going to spoil it. And there's a reason behind it. I feel like anybody, if you're a wrestling fan and if you're listening to our show, you should go and see this show on WWE Network. You probably already know about NXT. You probably know how to find NXT. You're already subscribed to WWE Network. Go and watch this show. Do yourself a huge favor, because this is the show of the year right here.
Absolutely.
I have no problem spoiling what happens at WrestleMania when we do that recording. But this, you guys just need to see this for yourselves.
100%. No, I completely agree with that. This is definitely match of the year up to this point. And honestly, it could just straight be match of the year. You know, we will have to wait a little bit and see some of the different cards that we got going on. But man,
it's going to be hard to beat this one.
It's going to be real hard to beat this one for sure.
And yeah, I mean, again, we're not going to spoil anything, but after the match, we do get to see someone special. So
someone special.
So
sure.
like I said, I can't recommend this show enough. It was great all the way through. There were at least 3 matches that you could argue were 5-star matches.
Yeah. For sure.
Just fantastic all the way. And I really, really, really can't wait to see what NXT does next.
Yeah. Hats off to all the wrestlers. Hats off to Triple
Absolutely.
H. Hats off to the writers. Man, y'all put something together super, super special.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you guys for providing that, because that was amazing. I know I loved every minute of it, and I know you two gentlemen did as well.
Oh man,
yeah, I was really glad I got to see that.
Absolutely,
100%. Is there anything else that y'all want to talk about, ladies? Here, gentlemen.
I mean, I just want to say, watch this show.
Yeah.
100% watch this show. If you don't have a subscription to WWE Network, this show is worth that money just to watch. I'm not even sure how much WWE Network costs.
$9.99.
$9.99, people. $10 for one of the best wrestling matches I've ever seen.
Plus tax.
Plus tax. Yeah, sales tax. Very important.
And if you've never seen NXT before, this, I can't think of a better introduction into NXT than what this show would be.
100%. I mean, even with only having 5 matches on the card,
yep,
they
filled up 3.5 hours worth of show with 5 matches,
and it didn't even feel like that. You know, man. Just hats off to everyone involved putting that show together, because y'all created a very good product.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. One thing that we do want to just give you guys a heads up on, we did get a message earlier today in the Twitter sphere by a comic book collective. We're going to be doing a bit of a review on a comic book sometime next week. I haven't gotten a chance to take a look at it yet, but I'm greatly looking forward to it. I'm trying to pull up the name of it here real quick, because it looks super awesome. Let me see here. Where are you?
Yeah, I haven't gotten a chance to look at it yet, because I came straight here off of work to see this.
Yeah.
Definitely a great way to get off work, let me tell you.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm very, very happy that we had a chance to take a look at this show and got to see it in all of its glory. I just pulled up Twitter and saw Velveteen Dream being the Statue of Liberty again, which is great.
Yeah, no, that was such a cool moment. I mean, Velveteen has, like you said, Velveteen's got that charisma, man. He can really just sell it, and it's such a wacky intro. You know, it's really, really out there, but he sold it so well.
Absolutely.
Great.
Absolutely. Oh, the comics. Yes, it's Invasion from Planet WrestleTopia, which is really, really cool. So right now, it'll be part of Free Comic Book Day from May 4th, on May 4th rather. So you can definitely check that out on issues 1 and 2 by Starburns Industries Press, which is the publisher of the comic book. So you'll be able to find issues 1 through 3 on Comixology, which is really awesome. So definitely check that out if you like wrestling, if you like comic books. This is a really cool concept. There's a wrestler who declares himself the best champion of the galaxy.
Right.
And then there are some alien wrestlers from another planet that take umbrage with this.
Yeah, take that as a declaration of war.
Yeah. So I look forward to opening this up, guys.
Absolutely.
And thank you again, Suspicious Behavior Productions, for inviting us to take a look at this here. Again, we're going to give you guys a review breakdown next week. Once I've had a chance to crack these open and read them. I might be doing some reading tomorrow before I do the G1 card.
I mean, that's probably what I'll be doing tomorrow, honestly. Yeah, so watch out for that episode. We have that review, as well as the finals for Fantasy Warfare.
Finals of Fantasy Warfare. Tommaso Ciampa versus Kenny Omega. I'm excited.
I'm also not excited because I'm going to have to eliminate one of my favorite wrestlers either way. But I'm excited.
Yeah, we're going to have to make some choices here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to have to watch some more Kenny and some more Tommaso Ciampa. But yeah, man, Johnny Wrestling.
Johnny freaking Wrestling.
Johnny and Adam Cole.
Baby.
Yeah. Boom.
Yeah.
Alrighty, well, I'm Tanner. Again, to my right, the one and only, Stephen Grudy.
Watch this show.
Absolutely, watch this show. And to Stephen's right, he's a bad, bad man, ladies. His name's Chase.
Well, thanks for having me on today.
No problem, Chase. Anytime. We love having you on here, man. We'll be back again. I'll do a little bit of a short tomorrow for the G1, and then we'll be back for WrestleMania. And hopefully we're not all dead by the time that WrestleMania ends, because it's gonna take about 80 years to finish that show.
Man, if WrestleMania is half as good as this takeover, I think I might die of a heart attack.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I mean, I'm already scrolling through Twitter, and people are already like, how's WrestleMania gonna overcome this? Like,
oh, man. I mean, it's a fair question.
Who knows, man?
But until then.
Until tomorrow, we will see you again soon. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, guys. Later, y'all.